cover position. Of course, the only person I'm speaking about is our Director of Training, Brandon Riley. Come on down.
Thank you, and good evening. And before I tell you about LEAP, I want to talk about the training department and the whole move toward LEAP and NSP. When I interviewed for this job, so you can see the vision here, when I interviewed for this job, Gordon, Elena, and Cheryl sat at the table. And Elena and Gordon, the most important thing to them at that time was succession plan. What are we going to do? How are we going to fill jobs? We have people retiring. We have courtroom clerks retiring. We have managers retiring. What are we going to do about that? And that happened in the interview process. And so when I came on board, I knew that that was priority one. And so I'm... okay. Thank you. And so I am more than grateful to be working for someone who has the vision and enough courage to make decisions about this organization, even though he may not even be in this organization when all of you become managers or supervisors. And I just wanted to, at this point in time, recognize Gordon Park-Lyle, our CEO. Elena Simonian, she's retired, but that they had the vision to hire me and to tell me that was priority one. Secondly, if you all didn't know this, most of you all walk by me some of you, most of you all know me by name, but there's some of you, I don't know if you still have sleep in the morning, but you walk by me and say, "Good morning, Warren." I'm actually I'm actually Brandon, but Warren, I've known Warren Johnson a long time, and I know that he's more than I knew before coming on board. When I knew that he would interview for the job. Some people in interviews you have to dig down and figure out what they really know, but I was clear. I had to ask him the questions and do all of the things that we need to do in an interview. But I was clear. Sally was there. Sally was on that interview panel too. That he absolutely had what it took to do the job, and so I brought him on board, and that's why we have LEAP. And I want to thank you, Warren, for your dedication and all of your creativity. And to all the prospective LEAP participants, and to you, the first graduating class of LEAP, I want to say that something that I guess at this point, I'm probably his age now, but when I was a young man, and I'll have to tell you this story, I actually joined the Marines right out of high school. So I was a U.S. Marine for about 6 years. So I was in my by the time I went to college, I was in my early to mid-20s. And I can remember one day outside of Meiklejohn Hall at Cal State Hayward. And I had a child by this time, a job, I had a lot of things going on at that time. And I was outside and I was sort of complaining about having to go to college and really contemplating not doing it. And there was a he was about 45 years old, and he was going back to college. He told me this story. He gave me a bit of advice that day. He said, you know, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not get the opportunity than to get the opportunity and not be prepared. And that day, that was a turning point for me. I don't know that he even knew that on that day, but it was a turning point for me that said to me, lifelong learning is what I should really be about. And I'm telling you, that's what you should be about. Lifelong learning. I don't care what you do in the court. It doesn't matter if you're a manager or a supervisor, examiner, whatever it is that you're doing, you should always be learning. You should always be preparing yourself. And you should always be looking for the challenges that you're going to face in the future. Don't get so caught up in the here and now that you stop looking to the future. Because the fact is, there are things that are going to happen that you're going to have to deal with. You know, we have the budget crisis coming up. In 8 years from now, I bet you will probably have another one. So you have to be creative in how you deal with those things. Because many of you, if you're going to have a career with the court or a career anywhere, those are problems that you're going to have to deal with. And so I hope that you got something out of the LEAP program that prepared you to deal with the challenges that you're going to face in the future. Secondly, I certainly want to say that moving up all the time, there's not always going to be a position for you. And so everybody can't be the manager, everybody can't be the administrator, everybody can't be the CEO. But you can be the best at whatever it is that you're doing. Excellence, it's not a skill, it's an attitude. So if you're the clerk, be the best clerk that you can be. If you're the examiner, be the best examiner you can be. And so don't think that you got skills in this program and you're not able to be promoted. You can use those skills to do what you're doing right now, and you can use them to build toward what you want to do in the future. And so I just want to leave that with you this evening. Thank you all for your participation. And I want to say specifically to the managers, supervisors, administrators, thank you. I heard all of your concerns early on about the amount of time away from work. I heard about, you know, all the holes you had to fill, but you got it done. And so I thank you, and thank you so much. Thank you, Tim. Again, thank you, Warren.